What's good? What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Ferris Muthana, and welcome to another great edition. Wait, scratch that. Not another. Welcome back. Welcome back.
It is another. We've done this before.
That is true. It is another. But welcome back to our long-form conversational show where me and Adelia just have fun, talk about the world over a nice soundtrack. It is the open table. It is back, and it's new day. It'll be Sundays because we more thought about it, right? Like Sundays, Sundays are more of a relaxing vibe. You're winding down. You're getting ready for the week. Get ready for the week with us. You know what I mean? Where we just talk about our past weeks and what we're watching. Big entertainment news in the sphere. Big entertainment news. The Oscars happen. You want to talk some Oscars?
Let's talk some Oscars.
Let's talk some Oscars. Also, Daredevil Born Again. The new series came out. We're also doing a kind of a rewatchers. No, not rewatchers. A review series about it. We did do kind of a retro review series about it. A rewatchers if you would like on the original that aired on Netflix.
Well, I mean, for some of us it was a rewatch. For others, like Justin and Brandy, it was a first time watch.
Exactly. So that's why it wasn't a rewatchers council. It was a
post credits.
Yes. But I am your host, Ferris Muthana, and that's my wing person, the goose to my Maverick, the Thelma to my Louise, the Starsky to my Hutch, the Crockett to my Tubbs. Well, no, actually, I'm Crockett. The Tubbs to my Crockett, because I'm Don Johnson.
Okay.
How you doing, Adelia?
I'm doing good, Ferris.
Unless you want to be Don Johnson.
No, you can be Don Johnson. That's fine.
Okay. All right. I love Miami Vice.
Yeah. Before we go any further, I want to thank our editor extraordinaire, Danny Carvalho, for the new intro, the lovely background, and the new credits for the show. We finally have an intro and credits for the show, Paris.
Finally. Let me see if the banner messes up. No, it doesn't. We're perfect. That's perfect. Make sure. There it is. All right. Yep. Yeah. Thank you, Danny. A lot of hard work, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. Mostly a lot of tears because he was mad at us because we were making him work a lot. But yeah, thank you so much. He's like I think in one of the newsletters I wrote, him and Alex are like the what did I say? Engine I said? I think the engine I said? I don't know. I don't remember. Read the newsletter. We have a new newsletter that drops every Sunday at 4 a.m. Pacific, 7 Eastern. Or 5 a.m.
No, 7 a.m. Eastern, 4
7 a.m. Eastern. Yeah, it's a recap of the week in LGR, as well as a nice intro written by Adelia most of the time, and sometimes I contribute as well. Yes, I do things on this channel.
You do.
I do things.
You do.
Yeah. I don't just sit around.
Yeah, you can subscribe to the newsletter at letsgetreadynetwork.com/newsletter. If you are subscribed to the newsletter today, you got the announcement that we're doing our 1,000 subscriber celebration / 5-year anniversary stream on Saturday, April 5th.
Yes, as well as the Discord now is all open to the public, so hit that link in the Discord, join our community. We're trying to grow. We're trying to make a great community of movie lovers, sports lovers, just
just a great community.
Yeah, exactly. So make sure to hit us up. But Adelia, let's start off with our. Earlier today, we said we're gonna make a new segment on the show.
Okay.
Every week, we're gonna talk about what have we watched. So we would talk about something interesting that we watched, or something that we always watch every week. What have we watched? So start off, Adelia. What have you watched this week that has piqued your interest that you want to share with the world?
The first 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again.
All right.
If you watched the post credits that we did after the first 2 episodes came out on Tuesday, you might know that I was a little down on some of it. I didn't particularly care for some of the choices. I went back and rewatched those 2 episodes this morning, and I feel, and I've had a long conversation about the 2 episodes with Danny Carvalho yesterday, who absolutely loves the first 2 episodes and thinks that we're all crazy for having mixed feelings about them. I still have some mixed feelings on some of the choices. I'm not going to spoil the episodes because I don't know who's watched them and who hasn't. But the first 15 minutes was very shocking. I feel better about the first 15 minutes now because I think that they had to do that in order to move Matt's story forward. And I don't like some of the choices they made about the execution of those first 15 minutes, but I think that it was important that it happened. And I'm looking forward to more. They've got Fisk and Vanessa in some very interesting places. We got some new characters. Really interesting first 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again. Ferris, you just watched the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, about first 10, 15 minutes. And sweet baby Jesus, I think I'm with Danny.
Yeah.
I think I'm with Danny.
I had a very emotional reaction to the first 15 minutes because I think I became reattached to those characters so much due to the Daredevil rewatch that I've been doing as part of us trying to watch the whole 3 seasons of the Netflix series before Born Again came out. We didn't get all of it watched. We got to the end of season 2, but I don't know. I understand now why they made that choice. I think the execution of it in certain aspects could have been a little better. There's one thing about it that I really absolutely hate, and I don't want to spoil it though. Okay. Unless we put up a spoiler banner or something.
I don't know how to do that with this.
Yeah, so we can't do that. So, because I don't have controls on this stream right now. So, all right, I don't even know if anyone's watching. You can tell.
There's 3 people watching.
3 people watching.
Yeah, 3 people watching.
Shout out to the people watching. Leave us some comments. What did you think of Daredevil Born Again so far? I gave the 2 episodes an initial grade of a 6 in the post credits, but I was very much in my emotions about that first 15 minutes when I did that. I'm bumping them up to a 7 now upon the rewatch.
I like, be bold. Be bold. It's like, my thing is always like with these these superhero stuff is how people are like, they're never bold and they're in a formulaic way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be bold.
I agree with that. They were bold, and it's a shocking first 15 minutes. You don't expect that, especially with the way that the press tour was going and everything before the premiere of the episodes. I didn't expect it, but I'm very interested to see where they go from here. I have some problems with the 2 episodes. That's why I'm putting them only at a 7, but I'm very intrigued by a lot of it.
Is that baby Groot?
Yes.
Nice.
This?
Yeah. Is that him and Loki?
It's him. This is Loki. That's baby Groot. And the baby Groot dances to music if you turn on music, but I can't do that. It has no batteries in it right now.
Wait, like it hears music and it dances?
Yeah, if you play music and turn it on, it will dance.
What? That's amazing.
Yeah, I bought it right after Guardians Volume 2 came out.
I remember watching Guardians Volume 2. It was my senior day skip day.
Nice.
We all hopped in a car, and then we all went to the movies. And then we met up with some people at the beach I didn't know. My friends knew them, but I didn't know them. But we watched Guardians 2 at like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was an empty theater. And I cried in an empty theater when Yando died.
Oh, that was heartbreaking.
And me in an empty theater crying with my friends, and they're like, "Why are you crying?" I was like, "Yando! Yando died!" And they're like, "Ferris, it's not that serious." I was like, "It is serious."
No,
I
totally understand that. Like, I didn't cry at that particular moment, but the moment in Infinity War when Thanos kills Loki, I for a while couldn't watch that without being in tears for 5 minutes after that.
Yeah. I cried when he killed his daughter because he was like, "You're my favorite daughter."
Yeah, the Gamora stuff was heartbreaking too.
He just chucks her off the cliff.
Yeah, Thanos was an asshole. Yeah. Ferris, what were you watching this week?
I've watched a lot of stuff. I'm a big fan of this show. I know why you asked me that, and I'll tell you about that real quick. But I just want to point. You know me, Adelia. We make jokes on this channel. It's like Ferris is 75 years old. All right.
75 is generous.
Yeah, okay, fine, 85. All right. Because I'm a big fan in auteur of the medical dramas and the police
Procedurals.
the procedurals. Um, I've been watching the medical dramas a little bit more lately. The police procedurals, they've been getting canceled left and right, so I can't really watch them anymore. Blue Bloods is done, apparently, so I no longer am able to watch Tom Selleck every week. Shout out to you, Magnum PI. My NCS Hawaii and my all that stuff is gone. I'm very sad. I tried to watch NCIS Sydney, but I can't because one of their characters is named Deshaun Jackson. I can't do it. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. If you know me sports wise, Deshaun Jackson haunts my dreams, and I will never ever watch anything with a name like Deshaun Jackson. It's just not happening.
That's funny.
But two medical dramas I've been watching lately are called Doc and The Pit.
I've seen commercials for The Pit. I don't know what Doc is.
Doc. So I think I told you about this, Adelia, a couple weeks ago. Doc is about a doctor who is involved in of course it's about a doctor. It's called Doc, dummy.
Of course.
So she is in like a car accident, and she has like a traumatic brain injury.
Oh, I have seen commercials for that. I didn't realize that's what that was, though.
Yeah. So she loses 5 years
forgets, her life, right?
Yeah, like 5 years of her life.
Mm-hmm.
And she has to regain herself and try to change herself. Well, throughout the entire when she comes back, she's back to her old happy self.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the 5 years that she lost, she became a real McA-hole. Because unfortunately, her little son died in those 5 years.
Oh.
I'm spoiling it.
No, it's okay.
Yeah. So the death of and a lot of people say couples, the couples tend not to survive a death of a child. They tend to don't, because of the pain and strain and suffering it puts on them. And that's what happened with her. She throws herself in her work. She detaches from the world. She detaches from her other child and her husband. They get a divorce within the 5 years, and she's accepted. But then she loses those 5 years, so she thinks she's still married and has a great relationship with her 2 kids.
Oh. And
everyone has to tell her your son's dead, your daughter hates you, and you're no longer married to the love of your life because you ruined everything. And then she kind of says, I want to be a better person, because no one actually gets do-overs in life. People be like second chances, right? But in a sense, no one really gets do-overs, and she was given a do-over, and she's doing it a little different. The doctor she worked with hated her guts, so now they're a little weirded out when she's super nice, and they're like, so this is the doctor that people kept talking about before you became a real McAsshole. This is insane.
Yeah.
So this is the doctor people kept talking about. And then they're and she was like, yeah, this is me. I'm so sorry. She's really, because people have literally the entire episode is just people keep telling her, yeah, you were a POS for the past 5 years. Imagine Adelia. People just keep telling oh wow, oh my bad. How am I change that?
Yeah, that's some interesting storytelling.
Yeah, exactly. Then The Pit is about a trauma unit in Pittsburgh. That's why they call it The Pit. They're in Pittsburgh. And the way they structure the show, Adelia, so the show starts out, I didn't know how they structured the show. And then I realized each episode is an hour in the trauma center. So episode 1 is 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Episode 2 is 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. And then, so on and so forth. I think they've gotten up to 4 p.m. It's 4 to 5. And every hour, just some craziness. It shows the stretchness of our trauma units in our medical industry. There's episodes where, you think about it, it's we're here, we see people based on severity. Of course, duh. So if you're there and you're just there and you have a little sprained wrist, but then, you've been there for 4 hours, but then someone comes in and they're shot.
Yeah, they get priority.
You're I sprained my wrist, I'm just gonna, sit here for another hour maybe. You know what I mean? So yeah, but then it shows you 4 hours waiting. oh my god, you know. So it's kind of the way it is, and I quite enjoy the show. You know, people have died, and and sometimes they have to move non-critical patients to the hallways of the trauma unit, so they free up a trauma room for like someone who got burned, or it's really cool. Really cool. It's a really good show.
Noah Wiley is in that, correct?
Yes, that's why I recognize him. He's the lead trauma doctor. He's the guy from ER, correct?
Yeah, he's the guy from ER. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen commercials for it, and I was like, Noah Wiley's doing another medical drama. That's cool.
He's awesome. He's awesome in the show. Oh my god.
I want to say hi to Brennan in the chat. Thanks for joining us.
In the Twitch. Hit that follow, hit that subscribe on the Twitch if you're watching on the Twitch. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he holds the record for the longest time playing a doctor in prime time.
I mean, I could see that because he was on ER for a long time.
Yeah. His role of Dr. John Carter, where he holds the record for playing a doctor the longest in a primetime medical series. While he's also appeared in the 1999 docudrama Pirates of Silicon Valley as Steve. Oh, he was in that? Oh,
I guess.
Yeah, Pirates of Silicon Valley. It's kind of like it's kind of realistic. They take a lot of liberties with it, but you get the gist of it, where they basically say Steve Jobs and Bill. It's a movie about Steve Jobs and Bill Gates and how their rivalry kind of boomed Silicon Valley because they kind of hated each other, but they never really outright told people like they didn't like each other.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He was also in The Librarians.
Okay.
You ever watched The Librarians?
I have not.
Oh, the movie series The Librarians.
I don't know what that is then. I've heard of the TV show The Librarians.
Well, it's based on the movie.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, it's a librarian. And then the librarians are like superheroes. I think Rebecca Romaine is like the librarian in The Librarians.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like her. Noah Wiley's back, like, yeah. And then Christian Kane from Leverage. You ever watch Leverage?
No.
With Timothy Hutton and Aldous Hodge? Okay, all right. Yeah, that's what I was watching.
It's safe to assume that I haven't watched most of the stuff.
Yeah. That's what I've watched this week.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, I also watched something else, Adelia.
Yeah, you did.
I watched Blue Velvet.
The David Lynch film.
Yes, the David Lynch film. They were doing a special screening of Blue Velvet at my I don't want to give them publicity because they don't sponsor us, but at my local theater.
Just say that. That's fine.
Yeah, at my local theater. And it was an experience.
Our mutual friend Video Drew very much loves this film.
I need to talk to her about this film because I'm like, excuse me. His direction is bold and it's cool. The transitions from from his ear, and then the transition earlier on in the movie where you dive into the dirt, you see the bugs, and the way he uses sound, it's very unique and bold. And I'm like, okay, it's something different. I'm always looking for something different, and I'm like, this is different, and I like it. And it's just like, I think he wanted me or his I was uncomfortable because what am I watching?
Yeah, I have never seen a David Lynch film, but I feel like that's the experience you're supposed to have with the David Lynch film when you first see it.
What am I watching?
Yeah, like just from hearing Drew talk about David Lynch films and stuff, I just feel like it's sort of designed to make you feel a little uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it makes you think.
Yeah. I was just thoroughly like, yeah, what the hell is this? Like, and fun, you know, so when I was watching it, Adelia, I was just thinking like, I should watch Dune 84.
That I've heard is bonkers.
Yeah. I heard. Did you know they made a Dune in the early 2000s?
Oh, the miniseries, yeah.
Oh,
they made Dune and Children of Dune.
In the miniseries or the movie?
Miniseries.
So which one's Children of Dune?
Children of Dune is one of the sequels. Books.
I know, but which one is it? The 2, 3? What is it?
Well, there's Dune, and the second book is Dune Messiah. I don't remember if Children of Dune is the third book or not. Brendan, if you're still watching, which book in the series is Children of Dune?
How many did Frank write? 5, 4?
Hang on.
I think his son wrote 3 more.
Yeah, his son definitely continued it after he died. He wrote Dune and its 5 sequels.
Herbert?
Frank Herbert.
Damn, he wrote 6 of one of them books, man. I can't wait to do Messiah, dude. I can't wait. You know?
It should be good.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dune Saga. Let me click on this. The Dune Saga is Dune. No, this is all the character stuff. I want the order of the books. Why is this so hard to find? Films. I don't care about the films. I want the books. That's book awards. No. All this is nonsense. Okay, so it's Dune, Dune Messiah, Children of Dune, God Emperor of Dune, Heretics of Dune, and Chapter House Dune were written by Herbert. He planned to write a 7th novel to conclude the series, but his death left storylines unresolved.
Damn. God rest your soul, OG.
Yeah, and then I think his son did continue writing books to sort of finish his dad's work.
House Atreides, House Harkonnen, House Corrano. Is that the one? Because that's the book in 99, and I think, when did he die?
He died in 86.
Yeah, so from 99 to apparently 2022, they've been.
Yeah. So Brian Herbert, his son, and author Kevin J. Anderson have added to the Dune franchise using notes left behind by Frank Herbert and discovered over a decade after his death. They've written 3 prequel trilogies, Prelude to Dune, Legends of Dune, and Great Schools of Dune, exploring the history of the Dune universe before the events of the original novel, 2 novels that take place between novels of the original Dune sequels, as well as 2 post-Chapter House Dune novels that complete the original series, which is Hunters of Dune and Sandworms of Dune, based on Frank Herbert's own Dune 7 outline.
Yeah, there's actually a chronological order. Did you know that? That's not. That starts off with the O2 book, the Butlerian Jihad, the Machine Crusade, the Battle of Corinne, and the Sisters of Dune.
If you want to read them in chronological order, then you don't read them in published order for sure.
Yeah. Did you watch Dune Prophecy?
No, I haven't watched Dune Prophecy yet.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it.
I heard it's really good.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it. Yeah. I'm a big fan of Dune. I think, speaking of, let's transition to our another topic, the Oscars. Oscars just happened. A great day. Y'all had a wonderful stream.
We had a wonderful stream. The What on Earth Are They Wearing stream. I was joined by the lovely Brandy Dagwan and Star Carvalho, and we critiqued the fashion in real time as it was happening, and then during the commercial breaks with some photos. I thought it went very well.
I think you did great. Not well.
Thank you.
I think you did great.
Thank you, guys.
I loved every bit of it.
And you were correct on your prediction that the Best Actor and Best Actress would go one to an older actor or actress and one to the younger. And you told me if Adrian Brody wins Best Actor, Mikey Madison was going to win Best Actress, like 2 or 3 days before the Oscars, and you were correct, sir. Did
you follow my rule, or did you choose somebody else?
No, I wanted Demi Moore to win, so I picked Demi Moore.
Okay.
I still won the predictions.
Oh, you still won? Oh, it doesn't matter then. You're good.
It doesn't matter.
But yeah. So when it happened, right? Shout out to RB3, Schmodown legend, I guess. He pointed out to an article where it said Hollywood likes older actors, young actresses. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's a good point.
And that's what happened, right? You know, and people will be like, "Oh, are they gonna, Leonardo DiCaprio, Timothée Chalamet?" Yeah, they are.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have been. You know,
they've been doing that with younger actors for a long time.
It's kind of like now their thing, because it became so prominent with Leo, where Leo got like robbed a couple times. Or like, I'm like, I lost to Eddie Redmayne.
I mean,
Really?
Eddie Redmayne was phenomenal in that movie, but
I don't know which DiCaprio role it is. Depending on the DiCaprio role, I may agree with you, I may not agree with you. But he should have won.
I mean, I don't necessarily argue that Leo shouldn't have won that year, because I didn't see Leo's performance in whatever movie it was the year that Eddie Redmayne won.
I think it was Wolf of Wall Street.
It might have been Wolf of Wall Street, but I watched The Theory of Everything, which is the movie Eddie Redmayne won for, and it was phenomenal.
I think the biggest egregious thing is him losing his supporting actor award for Calvin Candy and Django. Everyone got mad at that. Everyone was like,
Yeah,
"No,
everyone-
that's the guy." Because I think they gave it to Christoph Waltz. And no offense, I watched that movie. Calvin Candy should have won it. Leo
Okay.
DiCaprio should have won it over
Yeah.
Christoph Waltz. That's just my opinion.
There's a few times that Leo's been nominated for awards that I'm like, why didn't Leo win? Like, I remember getting mad when he didn't win for What's Eating Gilbert Grape, which is a phenomenal film. If you haven't seen it, you should.
But unfortunately, he was like 16 when that happened.
Yeah, he was a kid, so everybody was like, oh,
Yeah,
he'll
they were
get
like-
another
they're like-
chance. And then nobody thought it'd take him as long as it did to get the Oscar. And then there are now people that argue he shouldn't have won the Oscar for the one he did.
Yeah. See? They've done that. They've given "We're sorry" Oscars to a bunch of people.
They
did
do
it-
that, yeah.
They did it to De Niro.
Mhm,
They did it to Pacino.
mhm.
Oh wait, I don't think De Niro's ever gotten an Oscar.
Did De Niro
De
win an
Niro-
Oscar? I don't
No,
know.
Pacino won one.
Well, look.
Pacino won one for the Scent of a Woman. For
Yeah,
best.
Pacino
for-
definitely won one.
Um,
De Niro has won 2 Academy Awards.
Oh, okay. For what?
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah. So.
One for
Pacino-
Best Supporting Actor for Vito Corleone in The Godfather Part 2, and the other
Yes.
for Best Actor for playing Jake LaMotta in Raging Bull.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Those are not. Those are not. We're sorry, Oscars.
No, they're not.
Those are. Because the year he won for Best Supporting Actor for Vito, Pacino was also nominated in that category.
Yeah.
And Pacino was like, I'm the lead. The hell?
Yeah.
And he got into a little spat with the Academy, and the Academy kind of punished him for years. Pacino.
Yeah. But
And
Pacino didn't win till 92 with Scent of a Woman.
Yeah, and I'm like, really? Like that's the you know what I mean? And then with Denzel, they robbed him for Malcolm X. Then they gave it to him for Alonzo. It's Alonzo. I know him as Alonzo from Training Day.
Well, just
You
say
know-
Training Day, because I don't know any of these characters.
Okay, so Training Day. So they give him best actor for Training Day,
Mhm.
and then it created a big conversation where like, why do black guys have to play criminals to get best
To
actor
get
award?
Best Actor awards, yeah.
And then in the same sense of like, apparently there's a big swath of actress awards of women who have to play prostitutes to get best
Yeah.
actor nomination, like victories. I think the only actress that's won for a non-prostitute role is Frances McDormand. She has 3 Academy Awards to
No,
her name. and none of them-
I don't think that everyone wins for a prostitute role.
Yeah,
but
no.
they do tend to enjoy that. For
Yeah.
Some reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
Al Pacino has 8 other Oscar nominations. He's only won once.
Exactly. They played this game with him where it's like, maybe, no.
I wonder. I don't know this, but who is the Susan Lucci of the Oscars? The one that
Glenn
had
Close.
so many nominations and has never won.
It's Glenn Close.
Is it Glenn Close?
It's Glenn Close. Yeah, she has 15, I think, or 12 or something. No, Meryl has the most. Like,
But
20
Meryl's won.
she has, I think, 2 or 3 to her name. But it's
Yeah.
Glenn Close. Glenn Close has like double digits, and she hasn't won a single thing.
Glenn Close has 8 Academy Award nominations.
Yeah. You don't. Yeah. She's 8 with no victory.
No wins. That's not Susan Lucci-ish to me.
Well, yeah, because I think with TV it's a little different than movies. I think with movies, you may not be in a movie for a couple of years. You know.
Yeah.
Like a movie the Academy may see.
But I mean, like, Susan Lucci won on her 19th nomination. Like, that's what I mean by Susan Lucci.
Yeah.
Like, who is the one that has that many nominations but hasn't won? That's what I'm curious about. I don't know the Oscars well enough to know that.
All right.
So,
Brennan's here, so he should help us.
Brendan, if you happen to know, that would be nice. But yeah.
Most Oscar nominations for an actor with
or actress.
Actor or actress with no victory. It's Glenn Close and Peter O'Toole.
Is it?
Yeah. Yep. It's Glenn Close and Peter O'Toole. So, which actress has the most Oscar nominations without a win? It's Glenn Close with 8.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's Peter O'Toole. There's that. Oh. Yep. Peter O'Toole. Yeah, I remember that. Who has 52 nominations for an Oscar? What? Oh, that's John Williams. Oh, but he's won.
Yeah.
Yeah, so both 8. Her and O'Toole have 8 with no victories. There's your Susan Lucci's. And unfortunately, I think Peter O'Toole passed away, so he's never getting an Oscar. I think
they gave him an honorary Oscar, which is not the same.
It's not the same. It's like getting an honorary degree from USC. Yeah. Sorry, Will Ferrell. Your degree is meaningless. All right, you know what I mean? It's just like
Amy Adams has got to be getting close to that Glenn Close number, though.
6.
I think she's at 6. Yeah.
Amy Adams, Oscar nominations. She has...
Peter O'Toole received the honorary Oscar for Lifetime Achievement in 2002. Not the same.
Yeah.
Hey, Shug. Shug's in the chat.
Hey, what's up, Shug? So she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 in Best Supporting Actress and 1 in Best Actress.
Amy Adams?
Yeah. Best Actress. What's that? Best Actress? Oh, I think this was Arrival. I think. Was it Arrival?
No, she did not get nominated for Arrival.
At all?
I don't believe she got nominated for Arrival. Okay, here we go. Here's Amy Adams. She got nominated for Best Actress for American Hustle. I don't even remember that movie. Best Supporting Actress for Junebug, Doubt, The Fighter, The Master, and Vice.
Yes, Vice. Yeah, she played Dick Cheney's wife.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the monster behind the monster?
Oh, God.
Dick Cheney's wife.
Do not get me started on the Cheneys. Saoirse Ronan, I think, has also got like 4 or 5 nominations without winning.
She's never winning.
You don't think Saoirse Ronan's ever gonna win an Oscar?
It's gonna sound ageist, but she's 32 now. It's done. It's all right. She could have won it for. She could have won it for like Lady Bird or what else? What other movie?
Let's see, what has Saoirse Ronan's nominations?
Brooklyn, I think.
Saoirse Ronan has been nominated Best Actress for Brooklyn, Lady Bird, and Little Women, and Best Supporting Actress for Atonement.
Yeah.
I think she could probably still Best Supporting Actress, or if it's a weak year, come in with a Best Actress.
She could Olivia Colman somebody, because Olivia Colman kind of broke the mold where it's like they prefer young actresses. But the problem is Olivia Colman was against Glenn Close, and we all knew Glenn Close wasn't gonna win.
Oh, thanks, Shug. Shug likes the music.
Appreciate you. We're not gonna talk over sports, but Steelers did something very good today, or for their team. So good for Shug. Shug's a Steelers fan. But yeah, man, I don't know, Adelia, but I still like watching the Oscars.
I do too.
No, even
I don't really watch the other award shows. I'll watch the Grammys because I want to see the performances, but I don't really watch like the Emmys or the Golden Globes anymore. But the Oscars are still the Oscars.
Yeah, the reason I stopped watching the Golden Globes is they had like Ricky Gervais hosted like 7 times.
Oh
And at
god, he
some
was
point-
awful.
At some point, his shtick just got annoying.
The
Like,
Golden
he's like,
Globes hosts are generally awful. I thought Conan O'Brien did a
He's
fantastic job at the
He's
Oscars. this
amazing.
year.
I love Conan. Conan, you know, I saw a tweet where it said, as a youngster, I declared Conan as my late night host, and I've been vindicated every single time ever. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's me. That's
NBC
me.
did Conan dirty with the Tonight
Yeah,
Show.
man, they did. And, you know, I don't hate the late night guys now. All right.
I just don't like any of them.
Yeah.
I just
I
don't.
haven't. Yeah, it's just
I
like,
don't find Jimmy Fallon's whole shtick funny.
Mhm.
I've never liked Jimmy Kimmel. I don't.
Stephen Colbert.
Stephen Colbert is Stephen Colbert, but he was funny on the Colbert Report. But I don't find him as funny as the host of the Late Show. Plus, it just makes me miss Letterman. Letterman was the best. Letterman was my favorite. I was a Letterman watcher.
Yeah. Steven, the thing is with Steven is he's himself on the Late Show. On the Colbert Report, he wasn't himself. He played a character.
Yeah.
That fake.
Yeah, and
Republican.
he can't play the character on the Late
Yeah.
Show
You
because
gotta be yourself.
well, you got to be yourself. Plus, I think that character's probably owned by Comedy Central, so there's licensing issues and rights issues and all that. I agree with Suge. Both Jimmys are annoying. They're just annoying.
But Adelia, Comedy Central and CBS are owned by the same person, so that's a pretty easy transfer.
Not necessarily.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. But yeah, man, it's just like,
Because you gotta realize that Comedy Central aired that show, but who was the production company that produced that show? There's a lot of rights issues
it's true.
involved and stuff.
It's
So I think
my guy. Oh my bad. Sorry, dude.
I was just gonna say, I think Colbert has to be himself on the Late
Yeah.
Show, and if I'm gonna watch a late night show, it's probably Colbert, because, like Shook said, both Jimmys are annoying.
Mhm.
I don't particularly find Seth Meyers that funny.
You know who my favorite is?
Who?
Last Call with Carson Daly, baby.
Carson Daly holds
Kidding,
a place
I'm
in my
kidding.
heart, man. He does.
Yeah, Carson Daly's a legend, and people forget that he has a late night show after Seth Meyers.
See, I can't watch his late night show because my NBC station goes off air
Oh,
after Seth Meyers.
damn. That's
Welcome to small town America.
that sucks. But yeah, I didn't know he had a show. It was called Last Call with Carson
Let's
Daly.
call with Carson Daly, yeah.
I think it's like 30 minutes. It's
Yeah,
like one
it's
guest.
just a short show.
Yeah, and I'm just like, yeah, I kind of like this. That's what Conan did his last year on air.
Mm-hmm.
He like did the show became like a last minute, like it was like
Conan
one
was
guest.
always great to watch.
Yeah, Conan.
And he sort of
was
turned
mad.
the last season of his show on, what was it, TBS? TNT? One of the two?
Yeah.
Into like a one-on-one interview for...
He basically turned it into his podcast that he ended up
Yeah.
making. Conan Needs a Friend. He would
Yeah.
just interview one person, just like what Conan Needs a Friend. He
It's
interviews
a
like
great
one person.
podcast, by the way.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, because Conan knows how to interview people. Like
He does.
there's a way to talk to people, right? Because people like, you know, my favorite late night host is. He's
Who?
not even American. You know.
Graham Norton.
Yeah, it's Graham Norton.
Graham Norton's great. I love the clips of the Graham Norton show that I see on YouTube.
Adelia, I think I just fall into it like a hole, and I'm pretty sure like I've watched the same clips like a million times, and I still laugh, and I'm like, because also too, like he does the British talk show like version where it's like I think it's a little bit harder, you know, because in the American version it's just one person comes out, you talk to one person. The British version,
They bring everybody out.
Yeah, they bring everybody out on the couch. James Corden brought it over here. But I think what James
Corden is annoying though.
Yeah, and also too, he would like prioritize a someone to their face. Because I remember once he brought on Kim Kardashian with Ludacris, and he spent like 10 minutes talking to Kim and just like was like Ludacris was just
Ignoring
there.
Ludacris, yeah.
Yeah, from the clip I saw, but because with Graham, he would ask somebody a question, talk to them for like a couple of minutes, and then would say, "Oh, didn't you do that?" Blah 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 blah.
Graham has a very conversational style where he'll have questions to ask everybody, but he involves everybody in the answers. He does,
Yeah.
he asks one person a specific question, but you're right. Then he's like, but what about you? Did you do this? What, like I love Graham Norton.
That's my dream, Adelia. That was always my dream.
To be Graham Norton?
Well, not him specifically.
Well,
but
I
yes.
mean like Graham Norton.
Yeah.
You wanna host a late night show.
Exactly. And I wanted to do the British version because I liked the British version.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I wanted to be Carson. I wanted to be Johnny. I wanted the
Johnny
Tonight Show.
Carson was very good.
It's still my dream. Fallon did it when he was 35. I'm still young. I could still, finagle my way to be Lauren Michaels' best friend, so he can give me a show. So Lauren, if you're out there, call a brother.
I do not like Jimmy Fallon.
Okay.
I just don't. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't find him funny. I find all the stuff that came out about him and his workplace environment to be abhorrent. I just don't like Jimmy Fallon.
Or I can do a daytime talk show like Oprah. I can do that.
Yeah.
My friends laughed at me when I said that because they were like, Ferris, you're not allowed to cuss, right? And I was like, I don't cuss that much. All right, I can give away.
Sometimes you do.
All right, that's a bit. All right. But I can give away like a free car at 1:00 in the afternoon and be happy about it because I would love to do that.
You need to just make sure that you are the owner of your show, like Oprah was, and then you can get rich.
Well, that's because they thought Oprah's show would be canceled.
A failure. Yeah, they thought it would be a failure. Yeah. Hey to everybody who's showing up in the chat. Jeremy, Big Reg. Thanks for joining us.
The thing is, if you hit the monologue, you're chilling.
Yeah.
Chilling. Really.
Yeah.
I think Jimmy has the best house band ever. Like ever.
He's got the roots. That's why.
It's the roots, it's crazy.
But here's what I hate about that is that the roots are like locked into being the Tonight Show band now. Like they should be doing other things.
Oh no, they still make music.
I know they still make music, but like they could be like they still have to be there every weeknight.
Yeah.
Like they
can't tour.
They can't tour. They can't do other things. Like I think that's bad. Bigger saying Ferris, you always cuss.
Okay. All right, Reginald. Calm it down, Reginald. Your team should go get a wide receiver, Reginald. Yeah. But you know who was my favorite though, Adelia, during the late night host?
Who?
Craig Ferguson.
Craig Ferguson was amazing. I'm so sad that there's no longer the Craig Ferguson show because it was great.
Was the Late Late Show.
I know it was the Late Late Show, but I just call it the Craig Ferguson Show because now the Late Late Show became the James Corden show, and it was awful, and now it doesn't exist anymore.
Now it's called like Taylor Tomlinson has a show called Midnight.
At Midnight, which started out as a Chris Hardwick show on Comedy Central, and then they revived the idea, and it's hosted by Taylor, whatever her name is, on CBS Late Night. Chris Hardwick, to sort of bring it back around, married to Lydia Hearst.
Who?
Patty Hearst's daughter, Lydia Hearst. We were talking about the Hearst publishing people.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Ferguson, I watch old clips of Ferguson. It'd be like, how do you properly flirt with women? And it's just like a clip of Craig Ferguson talking about.
Craig?
I'm like,
Craig Ferguson has a podcast on YouTube that I discovered. That's pretty interesting.
Oh, nice.
It's like what he's doing now. He's just like talking to people.
I miss his giant snake cup.
He was great. He was so funny. He was naturally funny. I always feel like the Jimmy Fallon, the Jimmy Kimmel, that stuff feels so forced sometimes. Like, this is what the writers told me I should say today. Craig Ferguson, I know he had a writing staff and all of that, but like it felt much more natural to me.
My favorite bit was the fake CBS executive bit. Yeah, that was funny. And then they'd be like, awkward pause, big cash prize, or mouth organ. And you're like, for years I was like, what the hell's a mouth organ? Then he brought out a harmonica. I'm like, also, of course it's a harmonica, you idiot.
It's a harmonica. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Shout out to him, shout out to Kate Mara. Your appearance on there. Shout out to you. Kate Mara, owner of my football team. Also an owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers as well. Because her mom is a Rooney, her dad's a Mara.
Mm-hmm.
So her and Rooney Mara, literally because they were like, we're gonna honor you guys by calling her Rooney.
Mhm.
They own a piece of the Giants and the Steelers because of their parents. So shout out to them.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, man. Me and you, man. You know what to do. We should get a late night talk show. You know what you should be, Adelia? You should be my Andy Richter. You'd be great.
I
as
mean,
Andy.
first, that's kind of what we're doing right now.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. True. Hey, so Jack Antonoff, if you want to come on the show, we can interview you, Jack. I'm kidding, Jack. I don't want to interview you. But I heard you're talented.
Yeah, I'm not big on interviewing people, but
Did you know that he's one half of fun, or 1/3 of fun?
Jack Antonoff?
Yeah. I didn't know this till last year. I didn't know him.
Nate Roos, and I forget the other guy's name.
I don't know the other guy's name. I don't know the guy's name.
But Fun hasn't made music in a long time. But
I know, right? Well, yeah, because Jack
he
Antonoff.
made like that one album, had that big song with We Are Young, and then they sort of went their separate ways.
that other big song, Some Nights.
Some Nights. Oh yeah, that's right. That Some Nights was their second big hit. But
Yeah.
the big one that everyone still like listens to and remembers is We Are Young
Yeah, with Janelle Monáe, right?
with Janelle Monáe. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that crazy video. The music video is crazy.
Oh, wow. Then Jack was like, "I'm gonna go be the greatest producer in music in the music business."
Yeah, Nate Roos did like a little solo thing for a while, and I don't know what the other guy did.
Yeah. What's crazy about Jack too? He doesn't. He does pop music. Like, oh, he's a pop guy. But then he's like, "I'm gonna go produce a Kendrick Lamar album. What's up, big dog? How you doing?" And you're like, "Yo, all right, Jack. All right, Jack." And he's married to Margaret Qualley. All right, let's stay
Are they
winning.
married?
Yeah, they're
I
married.
know they're together. I didn't know they were
They're
married.
Yeah, they're till death do them part, or till divorce, because it's
Yeah.
hard. But shout out to Margaret. She kind of freaked me out during the Oscars. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, when she showed up in the James Bond segment.
She just popped up. I was like, yeah, it's Margaret. Yo, they were doing a eulogy. Yo, Adelia, you want to talk about some? Oh, did you hear what Jeff Bezos said about Barbara Broccoli? You heard that?
No.
Oh, okay, let me tell you what. So you know how like they have MGM Plus has a deal with Amazon. Like I think they own MGM. Amazon owns MGM now.
Amazon owns MGM now, yeah.
And I think they're the ones who distribute James Bond.
Yes.
Apparently there's people in Amazon talking about how people have been talking about the people. I don't know what people they're talking about. It wasn't James Bond fans, but the people were interested in a Moneypenny spin-off series.
Oh yeah, see this is the thing with Amazon taking control of what is produced for James Bond, is we're going to get all kinds of James Bond stuff now instead of just a Bond film every so often.
But here it is. So apparently then they took it to Barbara Broccoli. Because Barbara has her dad owned James Bond.
Yeah, Barbara the Broccoli's have been involved with James Bond for a long time.
No, not a long time, Adelia, since the very beginning.
Yeah, for a long time. That's a long time.
Oh yeah, good point. That's a good point. But so someone told her about this, or it got back to her or something. So she tells her friends. This is the crazy part. She tells her friends, "That's the dumbest idea I've ever heard. They're a bunch of idiots." And apparently, that gets back to Jeff Bezos, and he says the biggest Bond villain line of all time. And I quote, he says, "I don't care how much money it takes, get rid of her."
Actually, Jeff Bezos saying that?
And then guess what happened?
What?
Literally a couple months before it, they got rid of her. Her and the other guy. Like, I don't care how much money it is, get rid of her. The question here I have for Adelia is, which one of her friends ratted her out?
Yeah, that's something that's interesting.
If she told her friends, which friend is the rat?
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. Jeremy, movie. I watched Hardball, enjoyed it with Keanu. TV, Daredevil was good. Like with the movies, I want to catch up on it. Yo, Hardball is so sad.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, so Keanu Reeves is a drunkard. He is then sent to do community service in the inner city with a local baseball team.
Yeah.
So he becomes the baseball coach. It's a story where like I didn't give a shit, then I started caring.
And then you started caring.
And then you love the kids, and one of the kids is Michael B. Jordan. And
Okay.
then at the end, the way they end the movie.
Don't spoil it.
Okay, all right. Well, the way they end the movie is like that's messed up, and I am in tears. But yeah, it's amazing. It's a great movie. Keanu Reeves, when he decides he wants to act, he can act. Shout out to Keanu. I've been using Letterboxd a lot, and I've been reviewing a lot of the John Wicks.
Why don't you reveal our plan for the Letterboxd?
Yes, guys. So coming up, right, in our letterbox, we have an LGRN letterbox, right? So what we're gonna start doing, right? So speaking of something else that can I talk about what we're gonna do in April or May?
Yeah.
So coming up in May 3rd, we're gonna be doing
May 2nd.
May 2nd, exactly May 2nd. We're doing an MCU rewatch series, a Rewatchers Council of the MCU.
Rewatcher Council for the MCU. Starting drop Iron Man from the beginning, dropping May 2nd, the anniversary of the day that it came out.
Exactly, but we're using letterboxes. We're gonna start logging them in our letterbox, our like team letterbox, collective letterbox, right? So if we're watching it and then we review it as a collective, we're gonna have a collective score out of 5 stars. So we're gonna switch to 5 stars, Adelia. We have to, and we can't do that 10 stuff anymore for this.
All right. Well, I mean, we can.
We can do both.
It's possible.
We can do both.
Yeah.
You can say 7 and you can say 4 stars. We can do
But
that.
You can say out of 10, and then whatever the number is, you just cut it in half. 5 stars. There you go.
Okay. So if someone says 10, it's 5 stars. If someone says 8, it's 4.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're an idiot, Ferris. Yeah. We're gonna do a collective list. We're gonna make sure it says this is a collective rating out of 4 people or 3 people. We're gonna put that in the review log, and then we'll review it. And then if it's just one person,
we'll put everyone's individual scores that then gets averaged out to the collective score.
Yeah. Because the collective score will be the star score that's on the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll put like Adelia 4 stars or Ferris 5 stars. I'm gonna be honest with you. We watch Iron Man, it's 5 stars. I don't care. I'm saying it. I don't care. I've actually rewatched it more than once to this day. So it stays 5 stars all the time.
Iron Man is a phenomenal film. I would give it probably 4.5 stars. It's not perfect, so no 5 stars.
You know what? I think it's perfect.
Hey, Brodney.
Hey, Brodney, what's up? Guys, you know what? Speaking of people in the chat, dude, we early on in the show, we asked, what have you been watching this week? So I want to know what you guys have been watching. Shout out to Jeremy for dropping in the chat. Reg, Shug, Brennan, Rodney, what have you been watching this week? Put that in the comment. We'll talk about it as well. Thank you guys for showing up. Yeah, man, I'm so excited. I was always been a big Bond fan as well. I love James Bond. Warts and all, because some films don't age well.
Well, yeah.
Sean Connery.
Some films are very much of the time.
Yeah, exactly. Rodney's watching Sons of Anarchy.
I watched the first episode of that show and went, you know what, I'm good. It's just not my kind of show. It's not that. I mean, not my kind of show.
Because I gave up on trying to make you watch The Wire.
No, I'm never watching The Wire.
Yeah. Not happening. But yeah, shout out to that. I remember when we did our all right, so Reg, Daredevil, Born Again, currently watching Sister Act 2.
I love Sister Act movies. So good.
Sister Act.
You've never seen Sister Act?
No, I've never seen Sister Act.
That is going to the top of the list for first time watches with Ferris.
Yeah. When we have enough money to edit those videos.
I think we can just do watch-alongs for them.
Let's do it.
But if you would like to help contribute to being a reaction compilation for the Sister Act movies, ko-fi.com/LGR_network.
That's true. You can join.
One-time donation or join a tier. Tiers start at $3 a month.
Yeah. So Jeremy's also watching a couple of reality shows. I'm watching Deal or No Deal Island, Survivor, of course. Reg?
Deal or No Deal Island looks interesting. Yeah, Reg, I completely agree. Ferris has to watch Sister Act and then Sister Act 2.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna watch it. I love Whoopi Goldberg. She's the greatest New York Knicks head coach of all time.
Whoopi Goldberg is fantastic in those movies.
Yeah, so there's that. Yeah,
You're
Rodney.
talking about Eddie, right? That was the movie where she was the.
Yeah.
I've seen that movie.
Honestly, the plot of that movie was extremely stupid.
Which
'Cause-
movie?
Eddie,
Oh, yeah.
because you would never take the New York Knicks out of New York. It just
No.
wasn't gonna happen.
No.
It just wasn't gonna happen. If you buy the Knicks, you're not leaving. You're staying in New York. It's just not happening. You just were not gonna leave. You just make the Knicks a good team, like a playoff team, and like conference, and you will make your money.
Yeah.
You will make your money because people will buy tickets, people will buy merch, people will go to the games. Like that's the thing with the Yankees. I don't want to talk. My bad. I want to talk in sports. But yeah, yeah.
Jeremy's saying I think they're trying to make a third Sister Act. I'd be down for that. I love those
They are.
movies so much.
They actually talked about it on The View. Yes, I did watch The View.
I don't watch The View.
I watched it because I wanted The View. I wanted the perspective of the woman, of women. So I was like, let me watch The View.
The perspective of the woman.
Sorry, it just came out a little wrong.
Yeah.
Perspective of women growing up. That's what I like.
Yeah, I used to watch The View back when like Barbara Walters was on it, but like I don't
Yeah.
watch it anymore.
Yeah,
I don't have time for that. I got stuff to do. I don't even know what channel it's on here.
ABC.
I know, but like it's in syndication. It's not on at the same time. It's like it's weird.
The View's in syndication.
It kind of is because like they'll show like like the Drew Barrymore show or something at the time when The View is, and then they'll show The View later. Or sometimes like I remember growing up like The View was on at like 2 a.m. Like it was very weird the way they do that sometimes.
Yeah, my actually my sister-in-law, we grew up with them, and she had an iPad growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And I would be like, "Hey, can I use your iPad?" And she'd be like, "Yeah, here, you take my iPad." And she was nice to me. She was mean to everybody else. Because I helped her with her history project once.
Happy Sunday, Jay. Thanks for
Happy
joining
Sunday
us.
to you, Jay. Happy Sunday fun day. I was in 3rd grade and she was in like 6th grade, and I helped her with her history project because history buff, history manner, you know.
You are a history buff. That's very true.
So I helped her with her history project, and my older brother, I think was her husband now, said my little brother can help you, laying the seeds to their love. I'm just kidding. I'm just.
That's a presumption, Paris.
Yeah, they're like 11. But yeah, so I helped her with her history project, and then like Steve's after that. And then my brother was like, "Oh, I'm getting married to Sally." I was like, "What?" Cool. But then my brother got married. Good for him.
Nice.
He has now 3 kids, so it's well, 2.5.
Where are you going with this?
Okay. The iPad.
The
I took her
iPad.
iPad. She had the ABC app on her iPad.
Mm-hmm.
I clicked on the iPad, and it went like it was before ABC made you have to sign into like
Oh yeah.
a provider to watch them. It was like every show on their app, because back in the day they still worried about watching it on TV, so they didn't really care. So they would upload full episodes of the shows, like Revenge, Desperate Housewives, Devious Maids. Like
Back
all
before
that.
all the streaming services, you could do stuff
All the
like that
good-
on the apps.
I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch, Eva Longoria. Shout out to you, Eva Longoria. The girl, by the way, Eva Longoria saved John Wick, by the way. I just want to point that out. So shout out to Eva.
Paris, you are really rambling here.
Okay, so I'm on the app, and I'm going through all their shows.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going through all the shows, and I see like the thumbnail or the little icon. It said The View, right? And I saw Whoopi Goldberg on it. And I was like, oh, Whoopi Goldberg show. I thought it was a show.
It is a show.
I know, but I thought it was like a scripted show. And I was like, oh, The View, Whoopi. So I click on it, and I click on that episode, and I'm watching the show, and I'm like, I don't think this is like a show. I think this is like a... And Whoopi is like, welcome to The View. I'm Whoopi Goldberg, and today we are talking about how Barack Obama is going to become the new president of the United States. It was like 2008. was like we're gonna be interviewing Obama. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I don't think this is like a show.
No.
I started watching The View. You know, I
Yeah.
just By the way, speaking of late night hosts, Adelia,
Yes.
I'm pretty sure you never watched this guy growing up because he was big when you were growing up. Arsenio Hall.
Arsenio is great.
I want to give my guy credit for that. I love
Credit
Arsenio.
to Arsenio, yeah.
Love
for
Arsenio. Rodney.
I try, Brodney. I try.
I'm sorry.
It's just my brain cannot handle the quick changes of subject and the tangential things that are not connected to what you're actually trying to make a point on.
Yeah. Greg says yes, they are. Tyler Perry producing such acting. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, so Arsenio, that's my guy, man. You know he brought it back, dude.
Did he?
He for like a couple of years in the mid aughts. Is that what they called the aughts?
It's the aughts.
2010s.
The decade before the 2010s is the aughts.
That's the 2000s. My bad. Yeah, the 2010s.
Yeah.
He brought it back. It was on the CW.
Oh.
And yeah, I watched Arsenio Hall do his thing live. I would watch it every week. I TiVo'd that stuff. Y'all remember when you used to TiVo stuff and you record it? I miss them days. You know what I did? I miss cable.
I mean, I don't.
Okay.
I don't miss cable. We have YouTube TV here at the house now, and I have the DVR for the first time because we didn't have DVRs. So I can literally set anything to record. They'll keep it for a year. I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah. So Arsenio. So my favorite episodes was, so he interviewed the cast of Best Man's Holiday. I don't know if you ever watched Best Man's Holiday.
I've heard of them.
Yeah. So like Morris Chestnut, Tate Diggs, Harold Perrineau, Terrence Howard. He interviewed the male cast first, and he interviewed the female cast, and then he interviewed Taraji. And then in the middle of the interview, he had already hooked up with Tyrese. When Tyrese interrupts the interview, and then because then there was one time he brought his son with him.
Mm-hmm.
They do his intro, and then the dog house. Ow. Sorry.
Did you just hit yourself?
Yes.
Oh, Ferris. What are we gonna do with you?
But yeah, man. So Arsenio was on, and
I think that's a clip out, by the way. Yeah. That's definitely a clip out.
And then Ferris got too excited talking about Arsenio. Because Arsenio's my guy. What I liked about him is like he would interview people. You're like, oh, these people don't get interviewed a lot. He interviewed Eddie Murphy. I hadn't seen Eddie Murphy in years. And my favorite thing during the interview with Eddie Murphy, Adelia, is like he would ask Eddie questions and be like, so Eddie, I heard you play guitar. And Eddie would be like, you know I play guitar. You're my best friend. Why are you asking me? It's like, I know you play guitar. They don't know you play guitar. Tell me why you play guitar. It's like, all right, Arsenio, I got you.
Yeah.
I like guitar.
Jay's making some good points in the chat about how we just don't need these things.
Yeah. I'm not sure about Rush Hour 4 last Friday, a new scary movie, another Freaky Friday. Why can't they leave the good stuff alone? How High was a mess. Oh, How High. Oh, How High 2 was bad. How High is a classic. It's a classic, I guess, hot movie, if you think about it. Like, do we need a White Chicks 2, another Shrek?
We don't.
We don't.
But here's the thing. Hollywood won't do any new ideas, so they're just going back to the old ones now.
Because they're not listening to, I think his name was Cord Jefferson, the guy who won best.
Cord Jefferson, yeah.
He won best original screenplay.
Yeah.
Oscars this year. Not this year, but like last year. He said instead of making one $200 million movie, make 5 $20 million movies.
Yeah.
Or 50 $10 million movies or something like that.
I think the problem is that a lot of these directors have done big things, so they get this reputation that they can handle a movie with a huge budget. I mean, look at the Russo brothers' latest film. The Electric State. It's got 10% on Rotten Tomatoes, and the budget was $320 million.
Yeah.
Like, what? Why does that movie have a budget of $320 million?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
see right here. Right. Like the Smile franchise is doing well in that space. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
new idea.
It's a new idea.
Yeah.
Like, I think that you can take new ideas and make new stuff and it'll be cool, but like they just aren't interested in doing that at most of these major studios. I find that if you really want new ideas on things right now, you got to go to television because they're trying different things. There's different types of TV shows out there. And like that's why I love television so much, but they're still overspending on some of these TV shows.
Mm-hmm. I remember back in the day where they were like, Rome is too expensive. It's $5 million an episode. It's too expensive. Now Stranger Things is $20 million an episode.
Yeah.
It's like, what? You know, the Game of Thrones last season, it was $10 million an episode, I think.
Yeah.
And you're talking about HBO, who said Rome was too expensive at $5 million, and it's like,
yeah,
that's wild, man. That's wild. I was about to say something else before we got out of here.
Okay.
What was I gonna say? I don't know. Oh yeah. You know, if you want like a fresh new idea, or you have a very controlled idea, you go to A24 or Neon. You know, like I remember Neon talked about during their Oscar run, the Neon executive asked, "Oh, our rival isn't A24. We're not rivals. Our rival is Netflix. We've come second to Netflix a lot." And you know what? I heard Neon was bidding on The Hitman, a Glenn Powell movie.
Yeah.
And that movie is great.
I haven't
love
seen
that
it.
movie. It's great. I want to hate Glenn Powell. It seems like, because out of jealousy.
Yeah.
He's 6'5", movie star, jawline, like the crimson chin, like wonderful thing.
Yeah.
But I like the guy. I love the guy. I love the guy, man.
Okay.
I've watched 4 movies of him in it. 4 movies.
He's good.
No, 5 movies.
He's good.
He's amazing. Great actor.
Yeah.
I love Glenn Powell. I think Netflix basically buried that film and no one really watched it.
Yeah.
It was a Richard Linklater film. Neon would have pushed it. Neon could have made a good amount of money, but it lost the bid. That's what happens.
Yeah. I just want to say that movies have changed so much. That Russo Brothers movie I just mentioned, $320 million budget for that movie alone. I don't even know what it's about. I've never even heard of it. Like, I don't know anything about it. But the budget of that movie is $220 million. The reported budget for the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy, and I understand that this was back in the early 2000s, was $281 million.
That's how much one of those Lord of the Rings movies would cost today.
Yeah, at least. Like, I don't even know how much Amazon is pouring into the Rings of Power to make those episodes look as good as they do. Like, it's insane.
Someone pointed
How
out
much
something.
all the money that's being poured into this stuff that just doesn't translate into the product.
Yeah. Someone pointed out to me something that's a good conspiracy theory.
What?
But so like it's basically like they're money laundering somehow.
Oh yeah, like it feels like it.
Yeah, it feels like it. Because I'm like, ain't no way you should be giving the Russo brothers and Millie Bobby Brown and Chris Pratt $310 million.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
I mean, the Russo brothers had that reputation of directing what was at the time, before another Avatar re-released, the biggest movie of all time. So I think they've got power in Hollywood. Well, I'm talking Endgame specifically.
Oh.
I think they've got power in Hollywood that maybe they necessarily don't deserve. Because a lot of that was the Marvel machine. It wasn't just necessarily the Russo brothers that made Endgame what it was.
They're kind of sheep herders.
Kind of, yeah. Shepherds.
Yeah. What did I say, herders?
I said sheep herders. I said shepherds. It's kind of the same thing.
Okay. But honestly too, you also have to be like a great new idea. You also have to be a director with cachet. Who's been in the
You
business.
do. Like, they're not going to give just some unknown director money to go make an original sci-fi idea right now.
Yeah.
They're just not going to give them that budget. But like, if it's a known director and they've got this like idea, they think, oh, people will go see it because it's that director's movie. I don't think people are doing that kind of stuff anymore with anyone except maybe Tom Cruise, and for some people, maybe The Rock.
as actors, yeah, but
Yeah.
it's kind of become a director's world. Well, because like like Christopher Nolan,
People go see a Christopher Nolan film because it's Christopher Nolan.
yeah, and then in like the WB, especially David Zaslav.
Hey, Jose.
Hey, Jose, my man, Jose. I held that thought for you, Jose, and now that thought's slapping you in the face.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Like I think honestly, the end game getting the box office success that it did had everything to do with the movies that preceded it and the build up to a moment like that than it did the Russo brothers direction of the movie.
I should have watched it on Thursday night.
I did.
Because I
never watched the movies on Thursday night. I watched Infinity War on the Thursday night, and I watched Endgame on the Thursday night too.
I watched that movie in a theater, and you know what? That theater didn't react the way those Thursday night crowds reacted.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone lost their shit. People passed out. Yeah, man. Like WB for years kept throwing money at Christopher Nolan. He kept giving them money back, right? Then they pissed him off, and then he took his biggest film to Universal.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I think David Zaslav doesn't care because he's basically made HBO and WB. Basically,
I think David Zaslav is an idiot.
Yeah, well, he's made HBO Max or Max. Basically makes it TLC Plus. No offense to TLC. I got no problem.
Lots of people love the TLC stuff. I don't.
Yeah, like we all knew what a TLC show was. TLC shows were mostly reality-based shows. They're pretty cheap to make. That's why the TLC executives and the
I know that the people involved are like collaborators in the shows and stuff, but like I can't help feeling, but like it's just exploiting these people.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, but yeah, like now he's gonna make the Odyssey for Universal because it's Christopher Nolan.
That should be good. It's
Christopher Nolan. He's at a point in his life where he's not like Francis Ford Coppola, where he's really old and Hollywood's kind of threw him away, and he made Megalopolis. I don't know what that movie is. Megalopolis. So he's still, he's still invigorated enough and making the Odyssey. You know what I mean? And Universal.
I heard Megalopolis is crazy.
Yeah. Shout out to him. You know what's funny about that, Adelia? So he made a wine brand.
Yes.
That is huge. And that wine brand funded the movie. Yeah. So shout out to that movie. But yeah, man, I can't wait to watch the Odyssey, Adelia. I can't.
Should be good.
I'm so excited.
That is such an epic story that, like, I don't usually seek out Christopher Nolan films. I just don't connect with them. Like, I watched the Batman trilogy and I don't get it. But,
well, the first movie is The Joker.
I mean, yeah. But, like, still, I don't get it. But I'm really excited for the Odyssey.
I'm so excited because I watched Oppenheimer in IMAX.
I bet that was cool. Like, I didn't get that opportunity because we don't have an IMAX theater, but
yeah, I heard a rumor right today where it was like, if you're gonna watch Oppenheimer, we'll end the show in a couple of minutes. We've kind of it's a great conversation.
Going over. Well, we can keep going.
Yeah. I watched. There was a rumor saying, don't be late to the movie. If your screening, it says 3:00, the movie will start at 3:00. Don't be late. There is no trailers. I was like, really? Me, I always get there early on time as well. Like I always get like 5-10 minutes early. We hang out, me and my friend, we talk about it and just like break it down. So I'm like, yeah, whatever. So my movie screening of Oppenheimer was at 3:00 in the afternoon. I sit at 3:00 and it hits 3:00, Adelia, on the dot. Lights off. I'm like, oh, the trailers. Oppenheimer, right away. Like, no trailer, nothing. Oppenheimer right away. And it was it was literally 3 hours exact. 3 to 6:01, movie ends. Well, like literally, like it literally ends like that. And I'm like, the 1 minute I think was like credits or something. But like the movie was 3 hours. It was because
I'm sure there's more than 1 minute of credits on Oppenheimer.
Okay, so when they say the runtime is 3 hours, does that include credits?
Yes.
Okay, then 3 hours on the dot then. The print was so big, they couldn't fit trailers in front of the print. So they were like, forget the trailers, just play the movie. And that's what happened. I was like, oh, snap. They actually were telling the truth. Twitter was. And that's what happened. And it was one of the greatest things I've ever witnessed in my entire life. I also watched Barbie. So I was like, I have to watch Barbie.
Love Barbie.
I didn't watch it in theater, but I had to watch Barbie. You know
I
what
watched Barbie in a theater with my sister.
Yeah. I don't know if I could watch Barbie in a theater because it would be weird just me going to Barbie by myself. I don't know. Maybe.
I think that all men should watch Barbie.
Yeah.
I
did. I quite enjoyed it. You
Yeah.
know. And I watched Oppenheimer in the theater because I needed the IMAX experience.
Mhm.
I needed the IMAX experience. And boom. Like just in my I was like, yeah. Hell yeah. And I remember when they were saying we're making Oppenheimer, remember the movie? Literally every white dude in Hollywood was in it.
Yeah.
Like everybody. And they all fit. They all fit. The Safdie was in it. One of the Safdies.
Is that Benny Safdie, I think?
I don't know which one it was. It was
I
one
think
of
it's
the
Benny Safdie.
Benny. He plays the piece of shit that betrayed him. And there was this scene where they finally like reward Oppenheimer for his achievements in science after like 50 years of, basically calling him a dirtbag. And the guy rolls up and he's trying to shake his hand and he shakes his hand, but then he tries to shake Emily Blunt's hand and she basically says with her eyes, and it was like, if she won Best Supporting Actress, I wouldn't have been shocked. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Jay, whenever I get there early, I got to get up for a refill of popcorn, pretzels, wings, and drink. But I know at the draft house you got to get there on time or they won't let you in. Yo, okay. Thank you for reading that up, Jay. That's what happened to me and my friends last night. Adelia.
You didn't get there on time?
They didn't.
Oh, but you did.
I did. So because what the draft house does, right? So 30 minutes before the let's say your screening's at 4 o'clock like mine was last night.
Yeah.
30 minutes beforehand at 3:30, for 30 minutes they curate a show for you. So you're actually watching a show. You're not watching just trailers. You're watching a show for 30 minutes leading up to the movie. In those 30 minutes, you then sit down. You can put your card on. You order your food. You order some popcorn, some drinks. Depending on when you get there, sometimes it shows up at the beginning. Your food then shows up at the beginning of the movie, or like slightly 5 minutes after the movie, depending on when you order. But yeah, if you don't get there by 4, like you like or 3:30 or 7:20, like whatever, you walk in. There's someone at the door saying, "Hold up, who are you and what are you doing?" It's like, I'm here to watch the movie. You're late. Sorry. But they're nice about it. They're like, you're late. I'm sorry, we can't let you in. We'll give you a refund or a voucher for another film. They're very honest with you. They're upfront. They're very honest with you. They tell you what to do. And if you get mad at that, that's on you, not on them.
Yeah.
Because they've told you the rules. And you know what? Shout out to them. They refunded me my 3 tickets. I'm gonna take them out later on, and I'm gonna lie to them about the movie time. I'm gonna say it's actually at 3:30, so be there at 3. Just for the hell, because my homies have no concept of time.
Yeah.
I asked them, what happened, guys? I thought something happened. So what happened, guys? And they were like, we just left late. I was like,
You can't do that. You can't do that.
I was like, guys, I told you.
Yeah.
I told you. Yeah, man. But yeah, man. It's great. Wait, why are you getting a refill of popcorn if the movie hasn't started? Did you eat your popcorn beforehand?
Some people are like that. My mom will eat her whole thing of popcorn while the pre-show thing is going on.
Yeah. I'll say this, man. I can't wait. I'm watching the Odyssey in IMAX. I can't wait to watch Matt. I was about to say Johnny Damon. I can't wait to watch Matt Damon.
John Damon would be very different.
Why do you have a baseball bat, Johnny Damon?
Very different.
In the Odyssey.
Jay saying all men should watch Magic Mike. I think men should watch Barbie more than Magic Mike. But
can you explain why?
Um,
Just go to a male strip club and you'll get the same experience.
I mean, probably. I haven't seen the Magic Mike movies, so I can't really comment on that. But Barbie is a little different, I think.
Well,
There's some real lessons to be learned from watching Barbie. So
people got mad about they made the daughter the way she acted. People got like, oh, why she had? That's how kids act. They
Yeah,
just
that's
use
like
words
Zach.
that they just use words that they don't know. She called her a fascist, and it's like, of course she used that. She's 12. She doesn't know what the hell that means.
Yeah.
You know, she probably saw it.
Yeah, Jay was being sarcastic. I
And
sort of figured that.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you, Jay.
I think there's some really interesting conversations and questions that can come from watching Barbie that I don't think you could quite do from Magic Mike or Burlesque or any of those kind of movies.
Chicago.
Chicago's different because Chicago's like a musical that's been turned into a movie, and it's about a very different subject.
And I just want to throw in the word Chicago in there. I don't even know.
Why? Have you seen
know.
Chicago?
I may have seen pieces of Chicago, yes.
I mean, Chicago's great. Like, Catherine Zeta-Jones thoroughly deserved her
That's
Oscar.
That's why I watch Chicago.
Yeah. Chicago's great. Chicago is great.
She has a special place in my heart, that Catherine Zeta-Jones.
I love Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Did you know Spanish? Oh my bad, sorry.
What? Go ahead.
I thought she was Spanish for
No,
years.
she's Welsh.
I know. Threw me off when I found that out. I watched her in The Mask of Zorro.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's in the movie, Antonio Banderas is Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Anthony Hopkins was Spanish. I thought she was Spanish because like they're Spanish and they're also like they're in the old West, where the Mexicans and the Spanish ruled the West when they were finding gold and stuff. So I thought they were all Spanish. And then I heard her speaking. I'm like, you don't sound Spanish. Where the hell is? And she was like, oh yeah, I'm from Wales. I was like, what the fuck? You know when I found that out?
When?
5 years ago.
You only found that out 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Paris.
It's like when I found out Martha's Vineyard wasn't owned by Martha Stewart.
I think Brokeback Mountain, Jay, is a very important movie as well, but I don't think that it's one that necessarily everyone should watch.
I can't quit you. No, that's the line.
I know that's the line. Yeah.
He's a great actor.
Yeah, they both are.
That Jake Gyllenhaal, man. And Heath Ledger. I love Heath Ledger. That Jake Gyllenhaal, man. I remember the year he didn't get nominated for Nightcrawler.
He does some very interesting, strange, different movies.
Yeah, I love him.
Yeah.
I remember watching him in Brothers. God, I hated him in Brothers. Him and Tobey Maguire play brothers. Duh, it's called Brothers. Toby is going to Iraq.
Okay.
He gets captured. No, it was Afghanistan. He gets captured, and the army's like, we don't know where he is. He could be dead. And he's been in captivity for like 3 years, 4 years. So his family thinks he's dead. So his wife kind of moves on.
Yeah.
But she moves on with his brother, played by Jake Gyllenhaal.
That sort of stuff I always find weird.
Yeah. And then Toby comes back home, and he's like, "You, my wife." And them and the kids don't. They're not jiving. And then there's this famous scene at the dinner table where his daughter's like, "I wish you were dead."
Wow.
Yeah, because like it's crazy. Yeah. Jake Gyllenhaal's also played Southpaw, one of my favorite boxing movies of all time. You ever watch boxing movies, Adelia?
I have not watched a boxing movie.
Is it because of the thing you can't watch them, or is it just you just never have?
No, I just haven't. Like, I've never watched a Rocky movie or the Creed movies. The only other boxing movie I can literally name is that one where Hilary Swank won an Oscar for it.
$1 Million Baby.
That's the one. Yeah.
Can we talk about Hilary Swank for a minute? How like she has 2 Oscars and no one really talks about it like that.
I mean,
Like you talk about 2-time Oscar winner Hilary Swank here.
Hilary Swank fell victim to that thing that was going on around that time where if you won the Oscar, you got divorced.
Huh?
Yeah, like Hilary Swank won the Oscar and then her marriage fell apart, and then Sandra Bullock won her Oscar and her marriage fell apart. Like, it was a thing there for a while where it was like, is the curse of winning the Best Actress Oscar was you're gonna lose your spouse. Yeah.
Wow, or a spouse, yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
Well, the Sandra Bullock thing was really crazy because she was married to Jesse James.
Ah, yes, and then he cheated on her with Amy Winehouse, right?
And I don't think it was Amy Winehouse. It was somebody. It might have been Amy Winehouse. I don't remember. But Sandra Bullock in her acceptance speech talks about how everything in her world is right and wonderful and great because of him and how much she loves him. And then like it just all exploded.
Like what? Yeah, because he found out he was cheating on her.
Because then everybody watched the Oscars, and then these women that he cheated on her with are like coming out of the woodwork saying like, no, I don't think you need to be with him. He's like cheating on you with me. And yeah.
One, shout out to those women for helping her out, but also too, like, damn.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm gonna ruin your moment real quick by telling you how much of a piece of shit your husband is, because I just had sex with him.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, all right, what? That's crazy. But
a
yeah. Well,
but like Hilary Swank won the Oscar for $1 Million Baby, and then she was married to Chad Lowe, and then they got divorced.
Who?
Chad Lowe. He's an actor.
Do I know him from somewhere?
What is Chad Lowe from? He's been in ER, Melrose Place, Now and Again.
Is he related to Rob Lowe?
He was in 24. He's Rob Lowe's brother.
Ah, see? You know what? I want to watch ER because I saw a scene of ER.
ER is intense.
I saw a scene of ER. The way they shot it was like, I'm like, yo, they shot it that way? That's amazing. It was like...
Was that a clip from the live episode?
I don't know. They were on a roof and there's a helicopter coming in. And they're talking and you see the helicopter and it's like windy and the helicopter like fall. Like, I don't know, but it was pretty... That legendary actor was in it. He was also in Coming to America. He was so glow. What was his name? I
don't know. I will say my favorite episode of ER is actually... There you go, Eric LaSalle. I will say my favorite episode of ER is actually the episode that they did live, just because it was an insane concept to try to do an episode of the show literally live. And they did it, and I thought that was a tremendous achievement.
Yeah, the reason I find ER so hilarious is the star of the show is Anthony Edwards, but people think it was George Clooney. Yeah,
Anthony Edwards was on that show way longer than George Clooney was.
Yeah, because Clooney plays the hot young pediatric doctor, right? Like the guy who's
made Clooney a star though, that show. Yeah. And that's why everybody remembers ER as a George Clooney thing.
Yeah. Him and there was a powerhouses on the show. It was like him, Julianne Margulies. Hey, yeah, she's the queen to my bell. Sorry, it's coming. You ever watch Coming to America?
I have, but I don't remember it very well.
New York, I love you. Shut the fuck up. What the fuck you do?
Yeah, so listen to this cast that was on ER at one point. Anthony Edwards, George Clooney, Noel Wiley, Juliana Margulies, Eric LaSalle, Maria Bello, Alex Kingston, Kelly Martin. You don't know who Alex Kingston is?
I don't know who Alex Kingston is. Let me see his face.
I know. She was River Song in Doctor Who. Like, it became a whole thing. Ming-Na Wen was in this, Maura Tierney was in this, Mekhi Phifer was in this, Parminder Negro was in this, Linda Cardellini, Shane West, John Stamos, Angela Bassett. Like, there were so many people in ER.
Oh, wow. Oh, Sharif Atkins. I know Sharif Atkins.
Yeah.
William H. Macy?
William H. Macy was on there for a hot minute, I think.
Andy Newton, John Leguizamo.
Yeah, there were a lot of people on that show. That's the first time I ever heard of Tandy Newton was ER.
You said Alex Kingston?
Alex Kingston, yeah. You might know her if you see her.
Mariska Hargitay, isn't it?
She might have been on there. Yeah, like there were so many people because there were patients and rotating doctors and like all of it was a phenomenal show.
So when you look up ER, you know how like when you look up ER, right, Adelia is, but oh no, she's on the second row. All right. So what they do is I've noticed this where if you look up a show on Google, if you look up a show on Google or anything on Google, the most famous person is the first person you see. Like let's say like it doesn't even matter if that person was in that show for like a season and then they became hella famous like later.
Yeah.
They're the first person you see, right? Like that's what it is. But like right now, when you look up ER, due to the fact that Noah Wiley's in the consciousness right now.
Oh yeah, it's Noah Wiley right now.
He's the first person you see. And then George Clooney being George Clooney, he's number 2.
Yeah.
But
I forgot
before
Laura
this
Innes was in that show.
yes, yeah, she's number 3 on this list.
Paul McCrane was in this show. Sherry Stringfield.
Yeah. And shout out to you, Linda Cardinelli. Big fan of Linda.
Yeah, but anyways, if you see a picture of Alex Kingston, you might know who Alex Kingston is.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know her. Yeah, no.
Okay, well, she was a very big character in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Like
I've never watched Doctor Who.
She's River Song in Doctor Who, and I'm not going to spoil who River Song is, but she was a very important character. And her story with the Doctor is so cool because she meets the Doctor at the end of her life. In the Doctor's timeline, they're going in reverse through time. So as he's experiencing things with her for the first time, she's experiencing them for the last time. It's a very interesting way of telling a story.
So what's up with Doctor Who? Like, what's up with that
Doctor Who. I love
but
Doctor Who.
But like,
the Doctor Who is an interesting show because the Brits in the 60s basically had to figure out what to do when the actor who was playing the Doctor didn't want to come back because he was sick and he was very old. And so they came up with this brilliant idea that was a regeneration. The Doctor regenerates into another person. And so he regenerates into a different actor. And so there's been...
No, Jeremy, you don't have to.
Going all the way back to the 60s, I believe we're on 15th Doctor?
15?
14th Doctor? Yeah, 14th Doctor.
Because I see.
Technically, I think Chutigatwa is the 15th Doctor because they had the David Tennant come back as the 14th Doctor. So Chutigatwa, who is the current Doctor in the series, is the 15th incarnation of the Doctor. It's a little confusing at first, but
that doesn't make sense. But that doesn't make sense because if David Tennant's coming back, isn't it that Doctor that came back? Because
David Tennant played, I believe he was the 10th Doctor. Yeah, he was the 10th Doctor because Matt Smith was the 11th Doctor, and that's where I jumped on. So David Tennant played the Doctor. He was the 10th actor to play the Doctor, and then he regenerated into Matt Smith, who regenerated into Peter Capaldi, who regenerated into Jodie Whittaker, the first female Doctor, and then when Jodie Whittaker regenerated, he was David Tennant again for the 3 60th anniversary specials that they did for Doctor Who last year, and then Doctor Who regenerated again, and he's in Chutigatwa now.
I know Chutigatwa from Sex Education.
Yes.
He was best friends with the lead character Asa Butterfield's Otis.
I absolutely adore the portrayal of Chutigatwa's Doctor. It's different, it's fresh, it's interesting. They completely redid like a second show when Chutigatwa came back. So like the series that was Doctor Who that had been revived in 2005 ended, and then now there's a new series still called Doctor Who that started in 2024, and that's the one starting with Chutigatwa's character.
So Chutigatwa is a continuation of the Christopher Eccleston thingy?
Yeah, Christopher Eccleston was the 9th Doctor, so like the Doctors just keep regenerating. So
yeah, because they stopped for 9 years, right?
They stopped for 9 years doing the series, and then they revived it in 2005. And the revival has been Christopher Eccleston, then David Tennant, then Matt Smith, then Peter Capaldi. I loved Peter Capaldi's version of the Doctor. Then Jodie Whittaker. The Jodie Whittaker stuff's not great, and I don't like that because they should have done better by the first female Doctor. And then now David Tennant was for the 60th anniversary specials, and now Chutigatwa.
Yeah. David Tennant is married to one of the daughters of the other Doctors?
Yes.
I think it was Peter Davidson, I think.
Don't remember.
I don't know who it is. I know Christopher Eccleston as Raymond Calitri from Gone in 60 Seconds.
I mean, I forgot he was in that movie. Oh my God.
Shout out to you, Christopher Eccleston. I liked him in Gone in 60 Seconds because he kind of scared me. Like I was also like not scared, He's also James
Peter
McCullum.
Davidson's daughter is Georgia is David Tennant's wife.
He also plays James McCullum as Destro in the G.I. Joe movie, Rise of Cobra.
I've never seen that one.
I like that movie. It's the first one, the one with Channing Tatum. Not the second one where The Rock takes over the movie by killing Channing Tatum. Who cares? Spoiler, whatever.
Yeah, who cares about
But yeah, I liked it. It was that movie was a powerhouse. You know why? It had Channing Tatum, it had Christopher Eccleston, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Sienna Miller. Brendan Fraser is there for a scene.
Okay.
Jonathan Pryce. Dennis Quaid.
Okay.
What's that dude's name? He was in the Scorpion King. What was his name? G.
All right. Well, you're looking that up. I will say that we've had 2 of the Doctors end up in Marvel stuff. Because David Tennant obviously played Kilgrave in Jessica Jones.
Yes.
Fantastic. That first season of Jessica Jones is utterly tremendous. David Tennant kills it as Kilgrave.
Jessica!
It's so good. The second to third seasons are not as great, but the first season of Jessica Jones, flawless. And then Christopher Eccleston is in a Marvel project. Ferris, can you name what Marvel project that was?
Yeah. He's Malekith!
He's Malekith in Thor the Dark World. I hate that that's the character he played in the Marvel stuff, but yeah, he is.
So I was told I was today years old and I learned that there are Scorpion Kings. Yeah, there are. I watched all 4 of them. Don't ask me why I did that. Oh, Arnold Vosloo.
Okay.
He's in The Mummy. He's the villain in The Mummy.
Okay.
Yeah, and The Mummy Returns, which is the one where the Scorpion King shows up. Yeah, he always played like the ambiguous Middle Eastern guy. You know what I mean? Like he'd have his face and like yeah. He's also in Agent Cody Banks. Shout out to you, Frankie Muniz. I use the so also too Ray Park is in it and Marlon Wayans is in it. Marlon Wayans plays Ripcord and Ray Park plays Snake Eyes. Ray Park was just there for his
physicality.
He didn't speak at all.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it's really difficult to have Ray Park in his speaking role because of how thick his accent is. I feel like.
And then you may not know who this guy is, but he's kind of a legend to me. Saeed Tagamoula. He's French Algerian.
Okay.
He is the star of there's a movie. So he's in La Haine, this French New Wave film in '95. He's one of the stars. I think it's like him and Vincent Cassel. They're the stars of the movie.
Okay.
And it's about French at a certain point hated Algerians. Not at a point. They still hate Algerians, to be quite honest with you. And a French cop kills a young Algerian boy in one of the ghettos, kills one of the boys. Vincent and Saeed, which is crazy because like the names of their characters are Saeed and Vinz, which is like, yeah, just call me Vinz. Just call me Vinz. And their friend Hubert or Hubert in America. They find the gun after the aftermath. So they find the cop's gun, and then they basically hunt him throughout the night. They try to find him to get revenge for killing their brother. You see a lot of racist violence, a lot of riots. It shows you a point of a version of France that never gets really talked about. To be honest, a version of Paris that never gets talked about of the violence and the racism and the destruction you saw back in the 80s and the 90s. Unfortunately, there's a massive event that nobody talks about. I don't want to call it an event, but kind of a horrific incident where a lot of Algerians were like purposely drowned in the Lake Seine.
Oh God!
Yeah, like they were killed. Like when people, the Seine River that people were swimming in during the Olympics. Like Algerians were like murdered there.
That's
it's
awful.
Like this, yeah,
that's
like
utterly awful.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
But on that note, Adelia, I don't want to end it on that note. I want to end it on something more bright. So I actually own it. I got big into Criterions. So I have a lot of Criterions, and that was when I also watched this movie called Rafifi. It's also it's a 50s movie. It's a French 50s movie. So you gotta watch it on subtitles.
Ferris being all fancy watching French films.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Look at me. Yeah. You know, Adelia, I don't watch movies, Adelia. I watch cinema. I watch cinema.
I hate that word. I hate that use of the word. Like, I just hate it. I hate it so much because like you know, we've talked about it in the show before. We both watch professional wrestling, and it has become a thing now that the segments can't be good; they have to be cinema, and I hate that so much.
So like I've bought a lot of Criterions over the years. I own Malcolm X on Criterion. I own Menace to Society. Uncut Gems. I tend to buy them when they go on sale in November. To save the brother cash. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I also bought Shaft. Shout to Shaft. God rest your soul, Richard Roundtree. Shaft, you a bad man. Shut your mouth. All right, but that was on purpose. I hit myself.
I have one Criterion collection.
What is it?
Rushmore.
Oh, the Wes Anderson
I
one.
absolutely love that movie.
Yeah. I love what Criterion does. They're preservationists. They keep because this is how we're gonna end the show, Delia. This is how we're gonna end the show.
Okay.
I got into the Oscars a bit. The Oscar buildup this year, like more than usual, which threw me off. So I went to the Oscars YouTube page, and they had Chicken Shop Date with Amelia. I don't know, say her last name.
De Moldenberg, I think.
De Moldenberg. I would like to go on I would like to go to a chicken shop in London one day, see how good they are. But Sean Evans, the guy who does the Hot Wings, one of the best interviewers in the game. Hot Ones, yeah, Hot Ones. Hot Wings, yeah. So the Academy basically hired him and her to interview people, and she interviewed people doing her chicken shop thing, but he interviewed people at the Academy Awards library.
Oh, that's cool.
Where they have so he talked to the director, he talked to the producer and writer of Nickel Boys. He talked to the writer and the inspiration of Sing Sing, Divine G, and Terrence Macklin. He talked to the nominees, and he brought out old preserved scripts, illustration boards.
That's cool.
Yeah, graphic stuff. And I'm just like, this is, as you know me, Adelia, as a history buff, loves history.
As a history buff, you must have really loved that stuff.
I was like, yo, this is and I'm a big advocate of preservation.
Yeah.
I remember I heard a story. Debbie Reynolds. Shout out to Debbie Reynolds. Her family iconic. By the way, Debbie Reynolds, the mother of Carrie Fisher, the grandmother of Billy Lord. Is it Billy Lord? No.
Billy Lord.
It is Billy Lord. I was right. Yeah. So shout out to the iconic women. First of all, there was International Women's Day. Was it yesterday?
Yesterday, I believe. Yeah.
Shout out to the women in our family, in our lives. Shout out to you. Someone very important to me. So Debbie Reynolds, when she was alive, basically ran a preservation museum, and she
she did,
and she kept artifacts and costumes and all that stuff. I'm like, and me, I kept saying does the Academy should do that. If the Academy makes a museum, Adelia, and they're like, we're making a museum, and we'll charge people $20, $10 to come in, they would come visit our.
I mean, they kind of did that, didn't they?
I don't know.
There's the Academy Museum or whatever it's called in Los Angeles now that has most of the stuff that Debbie Reynolds had.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. Also do because I remember there's the Oakland Museum. I went to a museum for the first time, in a couple weeks ago, in February. Not a couple weeks ago. It was 3 weeks ago. It was the MoMA, the Museum of Modern Art in San Francisco. It's basically the sister chapter of the one in New York. And I'm in love with museums.
Yeah,
I love
museums.
And I went to the Oakland Museum when I was in high school. They had an exhibit, like an exhibit of the Warriors exhibit, because the Warriors had just won a world championship. So They had an entire a Warriors exhibit, but they had a themed Black Panthers exhibit. So when you walked in, you saw the chair Huey P. Newton sat in. I don't know if it was the chair or a replica. I think it's more of a replica because they allowed people to sit on it. I think it was more of a replica. And then you take left, you see the art pieces, and then you go take another left. You saw the entire wall of like, it's just COINTELPRO, which is the document J. Edgar Hoover had on the Black Panthers. He basically spied on them for their entire lives.
Yeah.
And they were all in this document about COINTELPRO and how you create dissent within the organization. Because J. Edgar Hoover labeled them a terrorist organization. Like, we need to get rid of them. But apparently the KKK wasn't, that high on their list. Like,
yeah.
That's just me. But yeah, and it just shows you because the documents were then released. You know what I mean? Like, imagine them like, oh yeah, we destroyed one of the greatest organizations that helped people in America, and we're gonna release these documents saying that we did, and we don't really care what y'all think.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so we saw the documents and the papers and the notes and what they thought of certain people who they went after, like, because they went. So Eldred Cleaver, he was like, I think Cleaver, Eldridge Cleaver. He was in Egypt, or was he in Cuba? One of them. And back in the day, Adelia, where you couldn't just call someone or like message someone on like WhatsApp or to tell them what's up. So you had to you send them mail.
Mm-hmm.
So the FBI sent Eldridge mail copied with Black Panther stationery to create dissent between Eldridge and Huey. Huey then gets assassinated in Oakland. He was killed, but I think people think it's a targeted assassination. And then, Bobby lived to be old, but at that point, Bobby had no really power. There are still Black Panther members still in state prison, Adelia. As political prisoners. They are still Assata Shakur, and or is it Afeni? I don't know. I think it's Afeni's Tupac's mama, and Assata is somebody else. Assata fled America, and she's still actually a wanted fugitive. So I saw that museum, and I'm just like, oh my God. 16-year-old Ferris, like, oh my God. My world just completely changed. Shout out to museums, man. I love me a good museum. I think museums are...
Let's end on something slightly funny.
Oh.
You brought up the Black Panther party. When the movie Black Panther was coming out, I saw a very funny tweet from someone who said, my mom saw a commercial for Black Panther and wanted to know when they made the Black Panther party into superheroes. I mean, God bless people with parents like that. I have parents like that.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's amazing. That's one. Shout out to the Black Panthers, man. If you're a Bay Area kid, you know all about the Black Panthers. That's just that's just basic Bay Area knowledge, man. My homie is a I'm not saying he's a descendant. His grandpa was a Black Panther. Actually, one of the first white Black Panthers. His grandpa was. He was raised by Black people in the Bay, and then he exists. Shout out to my boy Jaden. Shout out to Big Shug. So yeah, there's that. So shout out to you. But on that note, Adelia,
I'm out of Mountain Dew, Ferris. So.
And I am out of things to say.
This is a long episode. I think this is our longest episode yet.
I think so. It
isn't one of the party episodes that we did.
Yeah. But on that, Adelia, where should we tell them where we can find each other? But you can just find us on here.
I mean, you can find us on here. Thursdays, 3 p.m. Pacific, the Rewatchers Council Buffy Rewatch series. Coming soon, Angel being incorporated into the Buffy Rewatch series. So that'll be exciting. And then over on the Sports Channel, Tuesdays, 5 p.m. Pacific, starting 11. Me and Snark talking about the Premier League. I am not looking forward to this week's episode coming up on Tuesday, but we're going to do it. We're going to get through it. It's not anybody's fault necessarily that all of our strikers at Arsenal are injured and we can't score goals. Anyways, I might rant about that on Tuesday. Also, check out the website, letsgetreadynetwork.com. You can go to letsgetreadynetwork.com/newsletter to subscribe to the newsletter. I work really hard on that. We got a column in there from D Weezy that also goes up on the website on Sundays. and you get little tidbits and news and behind the scenes content and blasts from the past and sometimes funny, silly gifs and stuff like that. So
Speaking of it, if you're a part of our Discord, by the way, Discord's free to the public. Join the Discord. We're doing a Q&A this week where you can drop questions in the Q&A chat. Then one of the members of the the team, of the crew, will answer those questions. So if you're not in the Discord, hit that Discord link in the description of this video and join.
Description on YouTube. If you're on Twitch, it's !Discord will get you the link.
Absolutely. But on that note, guys, my name is Faraz Milani. You can find me every Friday, 3 o'clock Pacific. Good friends, better rivals. Me and Caleb talk American football. The Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants are an abysmal display of football teams. A lot of signings happened today. A lot of trades, a lot of signings. So we'll talk about NFL news this coming up. Devontae Adams is no longer going to be a Giant because we thought he's going to follow Aaron Rodgers. He's going to LA. So there's that. Shout out to you, Brandy. I don't know why you haven't you finally commented.
Hi, Brandy. I think Brandy got home. Brandy was not at home.
Okay, got it. All right. I digress. You can find me, like I said, like Adelia said, Thursdays 3 o'clock on this channel. Sometimes Tuesdays 5 o'clock on Good Friends, but on the sports channel with soccer, where I rant about the BS that my team has to go through and my hatred. We finally got a sporting director. Finally.
Thank God.
Thank God. But on that note, everyone, thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll come back next week. Stay safe, stay calm, and you stay sexy. Peace.
Are you Justin?
I don't know. I just felt like I should stay classy. Stay classy. There it is. Classy.